Kamen Rider is a very dark and serious show with a bunch of soap opera elements, but that doesn't mean they can be silly at times. Which brings us to today's video, the Net Movies. The Net Movies were a tie-in promotion promoting the Kamen Riders of that season's movie. They first did this with Kiba, but after Wizard, they stopped doing it. My guess is that it was a budget issue and they didn't want to invest more money into it. But anyways, let's actually talk about some of them, beginning with the Magenta Man.
Henshin! Kamen Rider!
So I never seen Kiva, so I'm not going to talk about the Kiva Net Movies. I apologize for that. Anyways, Kamen Rider Decade All Rider Super Spin-Off is probably the most weakest one of the Net Movies. It only has 4 different segments, those being Petition, Check, Which One, and Transform. Beginning with the first one, Petition is basically the game talking about certain Kamen Rider topics that you probably heard in passing. Things like, why is Taco not considered a female Kamen Rider? Why does DN does not have his own bike? Or why didn't Shin get another movie? After that, they go up to Toei's headquarters and try to get what they want, but with a comedic ending. Check and Which One are just fun little trivia and fun facts that I really did enjoy watching, especially since there is a race that they do with the Hasty Riders, and it's pretty funny. They also have one for the Showa writers, but it's not really as funny as I thought it would be. There's also a segment about them talking about Kuga's suit actor being dummy thick. Lastly, we have Transform, which is just Kamen Rider Decade teaching people how to do some of the Showa poses in a comedic how-to tutorial. And that was all of Decade's Net Movie. I don't really have much to say about this one. It's generally just okay. Like, pretty low on my favorites. Anyways, let's move on to the windy city of Futo. The Kamen Rider Double Net Movies are a huge improvement compared to the Decade ones. There's a total of 5 different segments, not to mention that these are really hilarious. The first one I'm going to talk about is When I Shroud Open a Kamen Rider Academy. In this one, Shroud gives a brief history of the different writers in the city of Futo, and giving a pop quiz question to Aki, like for example, who is stronger, Cyclone Joker or Joker? The answer being neither, since only one Shotaro and Cyclone Joker can never fight Joker. And in the last episode of the segment, they talk about Kamen Rider O's, since he was the new upcoming writer at that time. Gaia Memory Research Lab is about 2 idiots who are testing out new Gaia memories. In one of these episodes, they test out the Queen Gaia memory, which transformed them into Queen Elizabeth. And later on, they start dancing to Love Wars. And speaking of Love Wars, it is definitely one of my favorite Kamen Rider music videos. Especially since there's a scene where Double has to stop the fight so they can let Queen and Elizabeth pass through. Kiyohiko's room is my favorite one. They bring back Kiyohiko from the dead so you can talk to some of the villains, only for him to get injured at the end. The last one is actually quite wholesome since he talks to his quote-unquote son, Futokun. The artistic battle is what it sounds like. It has the main cast just drawing Dopons from memory. It's a fun segment, but it's not really one I quite like, especially if you compare it to the other segments in here. The last one is called Dopon Medical Practitioner, and it's about a doctor who's a really big fan of the Dopon. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this one, so I'm just gonna move on to the next one. To celebrate Kamen Rider's 40th anniversary, the movie O's Daniel All Riders Let's Go Kamen Rider was released. Alongside with this release was the net movie Let's Look, Only Your 48 Riders. This one's actually the longest one as it clocks around 1 hour and 40 minutes of content. So instead of going one by one, I'm going to talk about my favorite segments. It's also worth noting that each segment ends with a horoscope. Freud has Angie asking Hina's father permission to marry his daughter. But it turns out that Hina's father is General Shadow. And she tries to convince General Shadow to let him marry his daughter by transforming into different riders. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and other times General Shadow dies. Either way, these are really funny.
Kamen Riders Poker Battle.
This segment focuses on card-based riders and how they deal with a bad hand in poker. For example, Dragonite turns other people's poker cards into different type of cards. Raph just resets time until he gets a better hand. Decade's kind of the most messed up one as he just turns people into the final form ride. And finally, we're going to talk about the best segment, speech. This one begins with the writers talking a bit about the 40th anniversary, and then they just rant about random stuff. Kamen Rider O's All-Stars, the 21st leading actors and core members, in my opinion, is the best one. And I could be biased since I really love O's. Unlike the other net movies I have talked about in this video, there are not really that many recording segments. It's mainly the actors goofing off and having fun. And like I said, I could be really biased about this one since I really love the actors in O's and I really love O's in general. That being said, if you're a big fan of O's, I definitely recommend checking these out. Like its movie counterpart, this one's kinda mid. There are two segments for Kamen Rider and for Super Sentai, and honestly, I think the Kamen Rider ones are just way better in general. The first one has the characters trying to solve a murder mystery and figure out who's the killer, kinda similar to Among Us, and the killers eventually turns out to be someone in the production team. These are probably more funny if I actually know the production team behind Kamen Rider and Super Sentai, but I don't, so most of these I just don't get. The other segment is a bunch of fun trivia and answers some questions, like why does certain Sentai team have the word Ranger in it while the others don't. Everyone, the classes here has a total of 6 segments. The first one is called Let's Learn About Our Senior Writers. This one has Forza meeting and learning about his senpais. With the help of Tomika, Forza finds the best way to befriend them. These are very nice and wholesome, and in the last episode, he becomes a senpai himself. Learn about all anime high school students has Leva interviewing minor characters in order to find Pisces. And of course, this doesn't work, and so he gets beat up by Leo. Let's Learn About the Zodiac is a comedy game show hosted by Cancer, and stars Virgo, Capricorn, Aquarius, and I wasn't really expecting much from this one, but I really enjoyed it. Learn about the suit actors. This one features the suit actors in Forza talking about their experience with the show, and you can tell right away that they're having a lot of fun with this segment. Let's learn about the Space Tenjin. This one has the cast learning about the Space Iron Man Kaijin because their updated incarnations are going to appear in the separate film. Honestly, I didn't even know about this, and I found this to be very interesting. And lastly, we have Learn About the Scorpion Lady. Unlike the other ones, this is a very serious segment. This one focuses on Suzanne Sensei, aka the Scorpion Zodiac, and her activities leading up to her banishment to the Dark Nebula. I don't really want to say much about this one because I think it's worth watching if you have not seen it already.
Kamen Rider Super Sentai Uchu Keiji Superhero Tyson.
Superhero Tyson Os Hero Answer has 2 different segments. The first one is Superhero Worries. This one has the heroes asking help on a mystery they cannot solve. So Kamen Rider Double, Deki Red, and Space Sheriff Galvin try to give out the best solution. For example, Axel is trying to figure out why is there a futon outside every single day. And Galvin tells the group that there was a happy couple, but one day the husband found out about the wife's secret lover, who is Alien Benton from Ultraman. Yeah, apparently Alien Benton has the Ultra Race for some reason. Anyways, as the story continues, the husband freaks out and leaves his wife. Soon after, the husband gets drunk and even commits murder. After the husband served his time at prison, he sends letters to his wife, saying that if the futon's outside, that means she's been waiting for him. If not, then he'll just leave her alone. And if you thought that was weird, don't worry, it gets weirder. You'll be surprised what you'll hear features the dancing dinosaur trying to figure out while a Kamen Rider is sleeping in Amy's bed. Compared to the first segment, it's not as funny, but it's still silly to watch.
Kamen Rider Wizard in Magika!
And here is the last net movie, Kamen Rider Wizard in Magika Land. It has a total of 4 segments, and what starts off with the first one, aka the best one, Kamen Rider Cops. As the name suggests, this is pretty much what if Kamen Riders were cops. Honestly, this is really dumb and stupid, and I love it. Kamen Rider Mage has Japan as the main character, and the joke is that he is really bad at his job. Find the Magic Rider has Medusa looking for the Magic Riders, except that she keeps confusing other writers as wizard or beast, and it's up to Zora to convince her that those are not the writers we're looking for. Overall, I really like this one. It has my second favorite. And lastly, we have Komi's Room Premium. Yeah, I didn't really like this one that much, so I don't want to even talk about it. Those are all the Kamen Rider Net movies, and I kind of wish they still do this. It's really fun, it's silly, and I really enjoy these. That being said, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time.
Don't be sorry, this is my journey.